feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride no wave.
What? He dropped on IG? Nowhere. No way. What? Hold on. Whoa. We're running it back again. I'm looking up the lyrics. We're going to break this down. Damn, this just came kind of unexpectedly, but it's all good. We ready for this. Thank you, J. Cole, for waiting until I got on stream. You my boy for that, all right? Appreciate you, gang. Wow. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to play it off Twitter where I could just skip and go back and type shit like that, all right? Sorry. By the way, real quick, actually, I'll save my thoughts for afterwards. I think he talking about when he said bots. I wonder who J. Cole is talking about. Is he speaking about Drake there? He said, my dog texted me saying if you refuse to shoot the gun, it doesn't mean the gun isn't deadly. I can't. It is that second verse, or I don't know, is there a hook? Yeah, there is a hook. It's that second verse that really addresses a lot. One more time, and then we'll talk about it. I see the lyrics. I got the lyrics over here, but they're still being decoded on Genius. So, you know, people are still writing them out. It's almost done. Look like they got most of it. Yeah, they got most of it, right? So I'll put that on screen in a second, and I'll give my thoughts. But listen to it one more time. If you guys just tuned in, I'm sorry. Stumbling over words. J. Cole just dropped an impromptu song via Instagram. And the song is called Port Antonio. And he's just kind of rapping. It appears that it has a familiar sample that some should know. Or even if you don't know the OG origin of that sample, you would know what song in Jay-Z's catalog uses that same riff. You think the gun bar was Nas texting him? Huh. By the way, Keith Howard, thank you for the $20 via the Academy page. It says Cole double down on the apology. That's what you think this is? Okay. We got some lyrics here, people. Let me give a few first thoughts off the rip. I love this new wave of artists going around DSPs to drop songs. By the way, there's a whole bunch of drama with that. There's a lot of drama with that. I'm going to be honest with you. I've spoke to people, some very high up. I just can't say necessarily who, but who works at these streaming services. I like the fact that these artists are dropping via Instagram. However, this breaks the whole mold of how music is dropped, and the labels aren't happy about it. First and foremost, exclusivity in music where you drop via one platform and it's not available at others, because when people hear new J. Cole music, they go to Spotify and Apple. And if that song is not there, whenever that song then gets onto those platforms either want to penalize the artist, or basically it fractures the relationship between that person's label and that streaming service, okay? That was the case with some of Drake's releases. I hear there was a whole conversation being had about Drake doing this 100 gig thing. He's dropping music on a website, and he's not putting it up on Spotify and Apple first. I heard conversations included, we're not going to support it. Why? The fuck is he doing? What do you mean you're dropping music via website? Now, obviously, this trend kind of started and got off the ground with the rap battle, Drake and Kendrick. They both dropped music on Instagram. Drake dropped Tailor Made. I believe that was the first one that was dropped via Instagram. Now, I believe that wasn't as calculated as some people think. That was a natural reaction to, remember, after Drake dropped Push Ups, which came after Like That, people were like, they were like, yo, Drake's not dropping the song officially. Oh, he's leaking it through Act. He's scared to put his name on it. Why don't he stamp it? And lo and behold, we then saw Tailor Made. He put it up on his Instagram himself. Subsequently, we saw Euphoria. that went up on YouTube and I believe Instagram for Kendrick, or maybe it was just YouTube. Then we saw 616. Then we saw basically a bunch of Instagram releases. Number one, I love that move, and that move was very, very acknowledging of the current times. You have a bunch of like these days, the radio station is the streamers. It's the me's, it's the other people. Oh, my skeleton dropped again. A lot of this music is copywritten where we can't really play the music. So these days we happen to just talk about drama and gossip instead of playing music, because unlike a radio station that has the rights to play the music, we don't have the rights to play the music. Even I know some of y'all might be like, well, you could just play the music on Twitch and Rumble. Well, it's kind of a gray area. Like Twitch allows me to play music, right? And it's like, I had to deal with them before, so they have good authority to know that ain't no record label in their right mind gonna strike me. But people get striked. Like, so technically playing music on Twitch isn't a thing. So I like how these artists are now making their music accessible initially and then getting it on streaming services later. Okay, I like that. Now, while I like it, streaming services aren't gonna like it, right? So this release, how it's released, I like that J. Cole is following the trend that, we're gonna say Kendrick and Drake started. And yeah, it's worked. Shit, we could use this stream to fucking break down the lyrics, play it 20 times. I love it. Now, it's a 5-minute song, right? 5-minute song. I think he's addressing a lot here. And I'm going to be honest with you. I love this song. I love it. I love it. What I've realized about J. Cole is that when J. Cole did was it Might Delete Later? When he had dissed Kendrick? Well, let me backtrack a bit. In my opinion, I've said this for the last year. Out of Kendrick Lamar, Aubrey Drake Graham, and Jermaine Cole, I believe J. Cole has been rapping the best. His pen has been the most potent. That's why when it came to times where it was competition time, battle time, we thought, okay, Kendrick's jumping up. Seemed like he might be taking shots at both y'all, maybe a little bit more Drake than Cole, but Cole's the guy. Cole was also rapping like he rapped on First Person Shooter. He says, we the big three like we started a league, but right now I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali. He was taking it and saying, he says, I'm numero uno. He was saying that. This is how he was carrying his bravado in saying he's the best of all of the guys that we know are at the top, and he was owning it. What I realized about J. Cole is that he's just not good at playing the villain. I don't know if you guys have watched the Vince McMahon thing. Everybody's talked about it on Netflix. It's like his thing isn't controversy and confrontation and negative energy. You could tell. So while I believe he's been rapping the best, when he dissed Kendrick, it fell flat because a lot of people, even me, said it sounded like he don't believe what he's saying. And a lot of people didn't respect the diss that he did to Kendrick, because he was even saying certain stuff that you're like, you don't believe that. Obviously, we know about the apology, and he clearly backtracked. And I say all that to say, this particular song, with J. Cole having a when the dust settles, introspective, this is where I am, now you understand why I did what I did type of song, this is his bag. This is right in his wheelhouse, and I thought this was excellently executed. I like this song, okay? I've listened to it 3 times with y'all. I like this song. I'll probably only like it more as I continue to listen to it, okay? Now, again, I still feel like Cole right now has the most potent pen out of all 3 right now. Now, well, I don't know if I can say that anymore, because I think both, once you go through a battle, I think your pen gets sharper. So I think I thought Drake's pen was out of shape for a while. He was rapping Yachty, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? He didn't necessarily need to do too much lyrically, because that wasn't what the majority of his audience was like craving for, especially some of the people he was trying to appeal to, which happened to be some younger audiences and shit like that. So I thought his pen was out of shape, honestly, right? Kendrick, we could never know. The nigga barely drops music. He's Kawhi Leonard. Like, who knows? This nigga might never come back. He might come back in 2,300. Like, who knows, right? But Cole, I thought Cole has lyrically been at that point where every time I hear him on a record, especially a record that involves any type of palette or beat selection that encourages lyricism, this nigga Cole has just been eating everything up. First person shooter. What's the joint he had with was it with Benny? Like, everything he's been killing. Like every single time you hear this man rap, he's been just annihilating shit. And this was just the same. So I think this and the demeanor that Cole has, this works, and we should